Hello, and welcome back to the Creator's Guide for Successful Manifesting. I am your host, M.L. Lewis, and this is episode 5 of the series. And today's focus is on how to stay present and not get pulled in to the graveyard of past stories. This is something that needs to be discussed because a lot of our issues that we face locally and worldwide is due to our failure to let go of the past. This is easier said than done, but we must do it. Despite that something within us that almost feels like it wants to hold on to the past. Those chemicals within our body that we have become somewhat addicted to, that says someone over there is doing something to me, whether it was 5 minutes ago or 5 years ago. And our attitude is, I'm going to defend myself even if it didn't happen, even if it did happen in the past, even if what I'm adding to it never even happened. And I'm going to bring it, whether I know it or not, into this now moment and create from here with it. So without knowing, this is exactly what some of us do. But is it an addiction to being angry? Is it an unknown addiction that has happened that we have somehow set our emotional frequency to always be angry about something, to look for it, that it's the first thing that pops in our head when we wake up in the morning? This is an area that I've struggled in, and if you have too, this is something that you may be interested in. And I had to come to the terms that this is the law of what we have to do is the law of attraction basics, which is what you think about, you bring about. Be aware of that now. Okay, but how do we get ourselves out of these time loops or vortexes of the past, if you will? You know how you wake up in the morning and you automatically thinking about that negative thought, or you minding your business all throughout the day, not bothering nobody. Then all of a sudden, that negative thought about some person will pop up, and if you're not careful, you'll be stuck into that loop until you get yourself out of it. This is what I'm talking about. What I find is that we really have to make a conscious effort. There has to be this determination that is more powerful than anything that has happened in the past. There has to be something within us that says, that is not my story. What didn't happen in the kingdom never happened anywhere. When it comes to this, we have to be consistent. We have to make sure we are working on this daily, every day. This is going to take a daily effort, a moment-to-moment effort even. And we're not just talking about one story of the past, but all past stories that have not been of service as it pertains to your now moment, to your peace. We have to truly forgive and let go. Even though in the moment when you're experiencing that thing, it feels like, I don't want nothing to do with this person. I don't want anything else to do with them. But even though you do have the right to release them and let them go and not have anything else to do with them, it's not good to hold resentment. If you're still having some type of anger or resentment inside of you, that's inside of your vibrational field. So we have to let it go. We have to release it and get it out of there. It's like you got dirty dirt or a big pile of dirty junk in your house. Your electromagnetic field is your house. So if you allow that to stay there and fester and grow, then you got a dirty house and you need to get it clean. You get that out of there, and we get it out of there, and our broom for that is going to be affirmations, meditation, prayers, constantly speaking what we really want to experience, because we're vibrational beings. We know that anything that we focus on consistently will disrupt the electromagnetic field of energy that is vibrating with the reality that we choose or that we want to change. All right? So we want to have a reality of peace, if that's what you're wanting. It depends on what every person is different. Every expression of the one creator is different. So everybody has their own thing that the inner consciousness is saying, this is what I want you to do. This is the experience that I want you to have, as the projected image of me from this perspective. And that's why we have these desires and this hunger to want to do something, because it's our inner consciousness that's really wanting to do it. It's the one creator that is choosing to have this reality. And that's why we can't judge anybody or what they choose to do or how they choose to do it, because the inner consciousness of their being is choosing to do it. All right. So we have to clean it out. We can't have that. We have to keep the field clear and clean of all negativity, if that's what you want. No matter how often those past thoughts, past imagery pops up, we have to overcome it through the power of the word. That's right. Open your mouth and talk yourself back into balance and well-being. Avoid being discouraged when you have moments where you know it is your every intention to live in peace. But when the past creation of long ago tries to rear its useless head and you find yourself lost in a trance-like state, thinking about a story that only has its reality in our thinking of it, when you snap out of it, and you will, avoid feeling bad, because I tend to do this. If I've find myself in a past vortex loop, and I'm focusing in this trance-like state, thinking about something that happened in the past, or thinking about somebody, some imagery that is not pleasing to me, that's really getting me upset. And then when I finally snap out of it, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I did it again. I slipped into the vortex. There's a part of me that almost want to make myself feel bad about that, like I've done something wrong. But no, the teachers tell us no. I was listening to Dr. Joe Dispenza, and he was saying, you know what? You have to celebrate these things. When you snap out of something like that, when you come up out the past and you're not thinking about something that was in the past, or you pull yourself out of one of these past story vortexes, and those aren't his words, these are my words. I'm just re-saying it, giving you pretty much the same expression, but it's probably different wording. But when you pull yourself out of that, don't feel bad about it. Feel great. Celebrate the fact that you came out of that. Celebrate the fact that you came out of that, because some people go years and almost a lifetime holding on to past stories that probably happened just a moment in their earthly experience, but they took it with them into years, generations of and still talk about that stuff that happened way 50 something years ago. All right. So we have to let stuff go. And this is how we get ourselves out of the vortex of the past. We stay present. We have to discipline ourselves to stay present. We have to use our mouth. We have to talk about it. We have to speak to ourselves. We have to say, this is not my story. I am the only presence acting here. I am the only person. We have to do whatever affirmation or whatever wording that we need to say or that works for us to bring us back into the present moment. We have to discipline ourselves to stay present. And we have to, because a lot of us are born in a time where, majority of us, this information wasn't given to us right off top. Like my grandchildren, I have grandbabies. My grandbabies, they're getting this information from a baby. They sleep to these divine sounds. They go to sleep to them. They hear all the time, I am amazing. They're little babies, but we know the power of the infinite field and we know the power of the mind. So we want to make sure that they are mentally strong. So while they're babies, we are filling them up with all of this great knowledge so that they don't have these struggles when they get to an adult age, because I didn't have that information growing up. That information may have been well in my vibrational field. I'm sure it was. I was born into a Christianity Baptist lifestyle. We went to church, we listened to the teacher. It wasn't a spiritual experience like what I'm having now. All things are spiritual because everything is spirit. But I wasn't aware. I was just going along. I was just following instructions pretty much as we do as children. And then when you become an adult, you start trying to find your own way and find out what works for you and what doesn't. But when I grew up, that knowledge was not available to me on the full scale of the information that it is now, where I know that I am intelligent, infinity, love, light, love. I know that the life force that is flowing through me is the one creator, and through everyone else is the one creator. It gives you a sense of confidence. It makes you feel good. It makes you know that, I am an amazing being when somebody may have told you you were nothing. When someone may have put you down and said ugly, hurtful things about you, people that you looked up to, that may have said something ugly to try to tear you down so that they could try to control you in some type of way. When you get to that point and you realize I'm the only presence acting here, that was all lies. I am intelligent, infinity, love, light, light, love. I am an amazing being of love and life. I am having a cosmic experience. I am experiencing sound, taste, color, touch, family, friends, sex, food, pets, driving a car, riding in the airplane, spending money. I'm having all of these incredible experiences that are the imaginings of my mind. But then when you get to understand that, you start doing it on your own. But the whole point of me saying that was, when I was young, we have to reprogram our mind, because I had so much data coming in, as opposed to the children today. Not all children, because a lot of these children, they're still being raised in a chaotic type of atmosphere. But thank goodness, I know this information and my family knows this information, so we're sharing it with the children that are coming up in our care, so that they can be great beings of light by the time they reach our age. But for the rest of us, those of us that grew up with all of this information, that there was no really solid foundation, or that we received a lot of incorrect information and now we have to reprogram ourselves. Stay strong. We have to continue to do it every day. We have to continue to feed the mind what we want it to have. Remember the magnetic field that is with you at all times, surrounding you. Even if you have a moment, things are going to happen in life, because we've been conditioned to a certain way of believing things, that there is somebody over there. But we have to constantly remind ourselves, I am the only presence acting here. So if I engage in this, I'm really just arguing with myself. I have to find a way that heals this for me. I have to find a way that gets this junk out of my vibrational field in a way that respects the field, and not pinpoints it and says, that's something over there doing something to me. No, it's me, and I need to heal me. So I thank you, Infinite, for giving us the information that we need, helping us to use our words to pull ourselves out of these vortexes, celebrating every time we come out of the vortex, not beating ourselves up for getting pulled into it, but celebrating every time we come out of a negative vortex. You come out of a negative story, or come out of negative trance, if you will. I call them vortexes, because I feel like there's all type of vortexes. There's little stories. I look at them like little rooms that's all around us, and that if I choose to go into that room, I can. If I choose to create a whole nother room, I can. These are little energy spirals that brings up these stories. But we have to stay present, and we have to let go of the past and keep our peace, because staying in the present moment is what gives you peace. Recognizing that I'm the only present acting here, even when you're so upset that you want to tell that version of you off, because man, I got so mad about something, and I found myself just so upset with this person. But I had to realize, and even though it took me about an hour to calm down, I'm not going to even say 30 minutes, y'all. It took me about a good hour. I did calm down. And I had to remind myself of the truth. And this is a true saying. The truth shall set you free. And what is the truth? I am the only presence acting here. I am the only presence acting here. This is the truth that shall set us free. Recognizing it, staying present, releasing the past. So again, this is how we let it go. We celebrate when we come out of that trance because, like I said, there's some people that talk about things that happened in the past years after it has dissolved. They bring it. They're constantly bringing it back up, bringing it back up. And so it's a celebration when you can let it go. I know it is for me because I remember when I was younger, I used to get caught up in little stuff that somebody had done upset me, and I would talk about that thing for all day long, trying to figure out what I'm going to do the next time I see them. Just so petty. Just little simple things. And but when you come to the awareness that is you, when you come to the awareness that is you let go. You release it and you let go. And I'm going to end with these affirmations. I am so grateful and thankful that I am present. Thank you. Thank you. I'm so grateful and thankful that I am in perfect peace. Thank you. I am so grateful and thankful that I am in perfect peace. Thank you. Thank you. I'm so grateful and thankful that I am in perfect peace. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.